Are you wearing Crocs? Oh, man.
And?
Why?
Because...
Why?
The missus bought them for herself and the kids. And I got a pair of furry camouflage ones. And they're phenomenally comfortable.
I forgot. I have something to do today. We're just drop me back up and off. Furry Crocs.
Furry Crocs. Now, as much of a joke as you want to make, and I know you do, you got like 4 or 5 of them rattling up in there. Is this completely consistent with your dad bod / midlife crisis?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I have no idea what I'm wearing, ever.
No?
I get dressed in the morning.
You got blue shorts on with a gray.
The fans don't need to hear
Adidas
this.
hoodie and camo Crocs on.
The subscribers don't need to hear this. You dropped a Magnum condom over there.
You know what movie's underrated?
Talk to me.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Only saw it once.
Yeah,
But
funny movie.
hilarious. Bring you back to all your old memories from the 80s?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny. It's funny. There's a lot of things. I think there's talk about, I mentioned Belichick a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
If the Cleveland Browns could get in the Hot Tub Time Machine and go back to one time in their franchise, just one, do you think not firing Belichick is it?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Listen, I know this is the anniversary of Randy Savage's death, but...
Is that what I sounded like?
Oh, yeah. But if we're talking Hot Tub Time Machine, what's the one thing the Bills could go back and redo? Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm not sure. I got to think about this one. I don't really know. Cleveland, I think it was easy.
This is kind of like a spin-off of our most embarrassing moments.
I suppose it is. Yeah, from last week. Check the episode out. Yeah, I suppose it is.
Starting Flutie against Tennessee.
You think that was the mistake?
That was a mistake, yeah.
No. We're talking like the biggest mistake in franchise history.
Drafting OJ?
No.
I have one sole purpose. This is just to piss you off at this point.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine for the Buffalo Bills. What could they go back and redo? Oh, there's so many.
But I don't...
But they're all little things.
That's what I mean.
There's
I don't know.
not one huge thing that they did that you're like, damn.
I mean, I think the most obvious is you go back to the Super Bowl and you give Norwood another shot at it. I think that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Hot Tub Time Machine, you try and give Norwood another shot. The problem is with Hot Tub Time Machine, you go back in your current state. I'm not really sure Norwood's exactly in peak physical condition to be able to bang out a field goal now. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
I forgot the okay.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
In peak physical, no, he woun't even make a 27-yarder at this point.
That was the longest field goal he had ever attempted
On grass.
on grass. Isn't that crazy when you think? And it wasn't that long. It was. I mean,
It's not a cake kick either.
No. But I'm just saying that you look at the kickers nowadays, and that kick, you're expected to make that kick. There's no question about it. You're expected to make that kick.
Genetics, man.
You think so?
Oh God, with the evolution of the athlete that's been going on, just in our lifetime.
Yeah.
You want to talk about? Let's put it this way. 40 years, a nice number. 40 years. Gene Upshaw. Okay, he was a guard for the Raiders. You know that. 6'3", 260.
That's not big.
He can't play guard at all. That's borderline tweener middle outside linebacker at this point. You know what I mean? But he was a Hall of Fame, All-Pro guard.
Yep.
So that's 40 years ago. So you talk about the evolution of guys. Do you know how much Tremaine Edmonds would have dominated everything 25 years ago?
Tremaine Edmonds he'd be a running back.
You think? He'd be
a guy that size, that speed.
That was Okoye.
Yeah.
Wow. And Edmonds has 327 tackles this year.
Right. So,
that'd be an interesting discussion too.
What?
If you placed an athlete of today back in the day, where would they play?
I like that conversation too. Let's finish this one. That's not a bad one though.
No, but I don't like. But the thing about the Bills conversation is I don't see one specific incident, well, other than the kick, that you could bring someone back or go back in time and be like, listen, this is going to just completely turn everything around for us. Probably hiring Russell Brandon.
I don't think that's necessarily the reason for the drought. I think Brandon did a lot of good things for the franchise that do get overlooked. He kept finding a way to inject fans into the stadium.
True.
So, if you're concerned about keeping the team in Buffalo, I appreciate the way that Brandon helped build the financial support around Buffalo.
Okay.
So I appreciate that he was involved in, getting the Pagulas in. While that hasn't been successful necessarily, you can tell that their minds are in the right place. They're very engaged owners, and they want to win. So even though it's not exactly where everybody thought it would be, entering now, right? Everybody thought the organization, both the Sabres and the Bills, would be on the right path.
Yeah.
And while both organizations are not exactly there just yet, there's a learning curve that comes with that, and I accept that. They're engaged owners. They want to win.
Yeah. It's not, I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight.
Yeah, of course not.
Everyone's always, it's supposed to happen next year. Everyone wants the Vegas Golden Knights.
You know how many Democrats would say that you'd go back and convince Russ Brandon to let Donald Trump buy the Bills? Right? Because if he buys the Bills, probably not running for president.
Or you'd have to sell the Bills.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Wow.
So I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't support Donald Trump that would say that buying the Bills would have been better than him being president. They could deal with that more. I'm not too sure about that.
Either way, Buffalo's screwed.
Doesn't matter if your opinion on Donald Trump is of the negative nature.
I don't have one.
Can't imagine him being a sports team owner though. It seems like more of, like Jerry Jones.
Did you not watch Who Killed the USFL?
I know. Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
That gives everyone some great insight into how he thinks.
Yeah, but you look at like Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, this is all he does.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he owns other businesses. He has other business ventures, but his primary focus is on the Dallas Cowboys. Right, that's his pride and joy. I'm not too sure if the Buffalo Bills would be Donald Trump's pride and joy, so I can't really say that would be a fair comparison.
Depends if they started winning.
Yeah.
I don't deal with the losers.
Let's see. Hot tub time machine. I don't know, man. You go back and you look at the quarterbacks, and you could say, oh, well, we could have drafted this guy, we could have drafted that guy. Was there a coaching staff?
Taking Gronk over Terrell True?
That's what I mean, but would that have even mattered? Like, look at the coaching carousel. Does Rob Gronkowski save any head coach's job? Yes or no? Well, then drafting Gronk doesn't matter, right?
I know what it is. I got it.
What?
Hot tub time machine. 99. The Bills draft Brady.
So you just don't have to deal with it?
The Buffalo Bills, in the shambles that they were, if they drafted Tom Brady in 1999, he'd be celebrating near 20 years of work at West Turner right now. I swear to God.
Absolutely right. But that's the problem. This whole conversation started out with who takes over at quarterback. in the AFC East. And my answer was, whoever Belichick is coaching has to be.
So you're saying it would have been insert name here. It wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Could have been.
Because either way, he still gets Bledsoe. Right?
Yeah. He still gets rid of Bledsoe to spend on 5 or 6 different defensive players he needs.
That's what I mean. Either way, it doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter. Look at the history.
Took care of that.
Can you do me a favor? Look up the history of non-Tom Brady quarterbacks.
14-6.
Jesus. Okay. No, I mean like yards, touchdowns, interceptions, completion percentage. Can you like stat me on those?
Well, about what? Like how they performed?
Yeah.
I did a statistical rundown of Castle's 2008 season.
Yeah.
And I ran that against Brady's 2001 through 2006. I omitted 07 because that was the year he threw for 50. And
yeah.
I just because it was an outlier.
Right.
So I took his stats from 01 to 06, and then I compared that to Matt Castle's 2008 season, and they're nearly identical.
Okay.
The yearly averages are nearly identical.
Okay.
So essentially, he would have started over again with Castle.
I mean, I don't want to downplay Brady because there's a lot of things that he does on the field that a lot of quarterbacks can't do. He sees things really well. You can't doubt that.
I never said the guy was stupid.
No,
ever.
No. He does a lot of things
knows,
really, really well. He knows football inside and out.
He knows all the answers to the tests. He knows where to go with the ball.
Yeah,
it's only a 6-yard passing tree though. That's
right. Yeah. So I mean, he doesn't have to wait for things to develop. He can work through things quickly because he knows what no looks like. Right?
Yeah.
No. There we go. Bingo. And honestly, if he goes through his progressions and something's not right, you know what he does? He stands back, throws the ball as far off his back foot as he can, and throws a 40-yard rainbow down the field. Because
why not?
Why not? Right? Why not?
Yeah.
That's when things break down for him. That's what he does. Is when his 3 unders are gone.
He does have some sweet movement in the pocket though.
Yeah.
To manipulate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Him and Big Ben. It's not pretty to watch, but they both do a great job of keeping on their feet. You know, but I think it's a peculiar issue. To me, if we're gonna hot tub time machine, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here. When Belichick was coach of the Browns, weren't he and the Bills in the same division? No?
Bills and the Browns were never in the same division.
Oh, I'm thinking the Colts.
Colts, yeah.
I'm thinking the Colts. Okay.
Yep.
Well, maybe the best thing the Bills could have ever done was go back and convince the Browns to keep Belichick. Maybe.
Please just
maybe if anybody's got that
Wilson
technology.
calls up Modell. He's like, yeah, keep this guy.
Yeah, if anybody's got that technology.
I don't want to deal with him for the next 20 years. I am so excited to see the ending of that story.
What, the ending of Belichick's reign in New England?
I just want to see Belichick win a ring without Brady. I'd be so happy. It would vindicate so many things that I've been talking about over the last 15 years.
Just as long as Bills make the AFC Championship, I don't really care.
You got a bet going on or something?
No. I just think, Bills made the playoffs. All right, now we got to win a game, right? I think it's steps. It's part of the process.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I think Bills fans would accept losing to New England in the AFC Championship more than any other team because it happens so often. It would hurt a lot. But you look back on it 3 years later and go, it's New England, what are you going to do?